Laura already said that Lucrezia is taking a whole different path next season. It's her own choices. Is she and Leo, are they getting back together? And if so, is Lorenzo still holding a grudge?
Well, you answer the first part.
Okay. The first part is... Yeah, it's tough, I can't really tell you. I'll say we will get to see Lucrezia and Leo in a light that we've never seen them before in one of the episodes.
Disco lights.
Disco lights. Disco lights. We've seen that, episode 7, season 2 of The Lords of Heaven, that is disco ball. You will see them in a different light for one of the acts, that's what I'll say. But as far as Lucrezia's journey, Laura's got a fantastic arc this season, and she really, up to this point, Lucrezia has been someone else's puppet, and she has been doing what she believes was right for her father, and she's going to discover, to her great upset, that may not have been for good, that everything she's done might not have been for quite the positive reasons she thought it was. And she's going to go on hopefully a path to redemption, try and redeem herself. Whether or not there's space for Leonardo in that is something that is yet to be seen. But he definitely still holds a torch for her. What's interesting for me about Leonardo and Lucrezia is that they never really had a relationship. They've never really been in love with one another. They just recognise, both Laura and I have always felt that they recognise themselves in one another. And that at the end of season 2, Leonardo really only released Lucrezia from the prison because both of them had a dark man in the shadows whispering them to do things. Both of them had crossed the seas in order to do something. Both of them had left trails of death and destruction in their wake. And if Leonardo releases Lucrezia, he's kind of forgiving himself as well, going, well, if I forgive you, then that means I'm okay as well. But they still hold a torch. He still wears her ring, and she still thinks about him often. And I think Lorenzo's aware that it probably means more to Leonardo than it ever meant to him. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, absolutely. I think ultimately when he has a chance to face off with Lucrezia, he has a chance or his moment to kill her, and then sees Leonardo's reaction to the predicament, and I think it kind of persuades him that there are bigger things afoot and at stake between Leonardo and Lucrezia than what I have. Lorenzo has a justification to claim, and then everything just steps up a gear, and the machinations of that kind of affair become dwindled and dwarfed by the national problem. And as a leader, that's what he has to focus on. And it comes around in a full circle once that national problem is confronted and the collision ensues, and he deals with it through his wife then. It's then about home and the marital relationship, as opposed to the one that he had as an affair that probably unearthed a lot of that. And I think he decides to distance himself somewhat from the complexities of what's going on between Leonardo and Lucrezia, and figured that it was all a bit of a mistake for himself. Because obviously, in the end, he kind of lost a brother and lost a lot more from it, and I think he blames himself somewhat for that too, so he can't bear a grudge quite simplistically.